everybody, it's day 4 of Nano, and very cold here today. Okay, how am I doing? I came home from work this morning. I work Wednesday mornings, and as you can tell, I didn't write any more last night. I got distracted. And I said to myself, I want to hit 15,000. I didn't do that today. I managed to reach 13,115, at least according to the according to Works. A friend last year gave me some advice. My friend Hezzy, gave me some advice suggested saving a backup of my novel in Gdocs, which I've done, and whenever I do a word count on there, I have an extra 100 words or something. But what I'm doing is keeping with the Works count. I'm not using the Gdocs count because those extra words seem to come from nowhere, and it's very strange. It might be the hyphenated words that Gdocs counts it as 2, whereas Works only counts it at 1. I don't know. Anyway, so today I managed to do 2,526 words. I worked out I would have been happy to hit 15k. I didn't, but what happened was I hit a point and I knew that if I went any further, if I pushed it to 15k, my novel would have suffered, and I'm ahead. Anyway, I'm ahead of the suggested word count. Let me just check the graph on the site I'm connected at the moment. Naughty me. On day 4, you should be at 6,667 words. So I'm actually up to about 10 days right now. Well, no, 10 days is 15,000, which is where I wanted to be. But you know, I'm not greedy. I'm not gonna try and overachieve. I'll be happy with what I've got. I can live with that. I didn't start my stopwatch. Oh no. I'm starting to, during the day when I'm not writing, think about my novel, which is nice. Usually I have other stuff on my brain, and to be honest, I think I would have hit 15k if I didn't have a couple of other things on my mind. I won't go into that because it has no relevance to Nano whatsoever. So what did I do today? I didn't introduce any new characters today. I'm proud of that, to be honest, because I think I was focusing a little bit too much on new faces, which bogged me down. I didn't move past that night. I think I may have gotten an hour written in the story. What happens is Gareth and Tafari come forward to the edge of the trees, and Gareth decides to send a scouting party forward, and for the second time that night he selects Cole to lead. Cole is very young. He's not a big male comparing to the likes of Tafari, and Cole seems really tiny. Cole's about 6'1", weighs about 180 pounds, I guess. He's quite lean. He's not a very muscular male. I mean, he's strong because he's a werewolf, but he's not packed. He's not built like a tank. So, you know, he's good for scouting for that reason. That's where Cole sees the logic. Theodore tries to step in and suggest fighters, but Gareth says, no, I have made my decision. So, that ends that argument before it can even start. Cole selects Elizabeth, Felipe and Sophia to go with him. 3 other youngsters. They're all also quite agile and quite slim. Not tanks or wolves, basically. So they break off from the pack and they go towards the mansion I mentioned yesterday, the Coven House. The Coven Lair, I've decided to start calling it, which is a bit cheesy. And they're almost spotted at one point. Cole is leading them. There's no tree cover, there's no bushes for them to hide behind. There's nothing. There's the trees, the house, and then flat open ground. It is dark though, it is night. So it's a little bit tense, and one of the sentinels, I'm using that word which is a bit strange, one of the vampires on the roof, who is on guard duty, looks in their direction, and thankfully they're not spotted. Cole is the first one to see this vampire looking in their direction, and he turns, lets Elspeth run into him, and spins her down to the ground. Elspeth is blonde. Everyone else in the party has dark hair. Felipe and Sophia both have black hair. Felipe is I haven't decided on his actual origin yet. He's some kind of, they're actually both some kind of Spanish nationality, based on their names and the people I've cast. Anyway, so they're dark, so they blend in quite well with the ground. Cole has dark hair as well, despite both his parents being blonde. But Elspeth is not. She has her hair tied back, like mine is. So it's not quite as obvious, but it's still blonde. And Cole's concerned that they'll see her, so he basically lies on top of her to keep her from being seen. Anyway, the vampire turns away, very calm, and they get up again and continue on. And they're going around the house, you know, peeking in the windows so they can see, listening, trying to get a lay of the land. Because basically Gareth has charged them with the duty of gathering facts, so they can know their enemy. They go around the back of the house, and Cole suddenly stops, and he commands the others to stop behind him silently, and he crouches down to the ground, and he realises there are, you could call them slits in the walls, giving away the presence of a cellar. And they're barred. They're not boarded or anything like that. They're not like normal windows. And he's concerned, and he gets up, and they continue their circuit of the house. No, they don't speak to one another this entire time, and then they make it back to the pack. Gareth basically signals to them to wait until they're back at the pack house before they discuss their findings. So they head back. There's some near misses with fights with the pack members. They're very dissatisfied. They're very tense. They wanted to kill, basically. They wanted some kind of satisfaction out of the night, and they didn't get any. So there's a few little fights almost break out, but they're broken up. They get back, and Gareth, Theodore, and Tafari come over to the little scouting party, and Cole acts as the voice again, showing his leadership skills. He tells them that there were at least 20 vampires on the ground floor. They could hear more on the floors above. It's a large coven. He got the sense that they're very old, which means they're very powerful. And there are wolves in the cellar. There are werewolves there, and there are bars on the windows. So they're not living there their own free will. And I have this little narrative paragraph where they all know that wolves who are in any way allied with a coven are usually mad, which they're usually broken mentally and spiritually. Not all vampires kill werewolves, they like to keep them. And I end on I actually quite like my last line, where Cole draws comfort from the fact that Sebastian was killed and not captured by these vampires. So yes, I think I'm running out of time already. Good grief, I've waffled. So yes, I didn't get as far as I wanted to today. I'm losing a little bit of direction. I'm a bit concerned. But I'm further ahead this year than I was last year. And you know what? I have plenty of time to get myself back on track. So I'm going to take that as a win. I don't know if I'm going to write more today. I don't think I'm feeling it. I'm not getting the flow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat this muffin, drink that tea, and chill out. Basically, I might write more. You'll hear from me if I do. If not, I will see you all tomorrow on day 5. Guy Fawkes, for all of us Brits out there. Okay? Good luck, fellow nanos. Congratulations on any word counts. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!